Time for the news.
Bobby's Big
Stories.
I saw Crazy Town singer Shifty Shellshock has died at 49. Where Shifty, they kind of had the spiky hair and they had, come my lady, come my lady. You're my butterfly, sugar.
Come my lady, come my lady. You're my butterfly, sugar, baby.
That song was a jam back in the day.
Yeah.
I mean, that...
Yeah, what year was that?
I don't know. Forever. 19 and forever.
Long time ago.
No, 2000 forever. I don't even know.
Well, now that we play What Year Was It, I try to keep track.
Yeah, that's a good point.
99.
99. Wow, right on the cusp. Crazy Town singer Shifty Shellshock died on Monday. I guess yesterday, according to Newsweek. He was found in his home. No cause of death has been reported at this time. Crazy Town formed in 1995 under the name the Brimstone Sluggers. Rest in peace, Shifty. It's from the Brooklyn Vegan. Fantasy sports could ruin your mental health. Oh, for sure.
Oh.
I get so it's a double thing. So there's the competitive part where I'm super competitive and I play in mostly just one league. Recently I've played in two because I have too many friends and I try to draft the same players.
You have too many friends?
That's not a bad problem.
That play fantasy. But I don't want to get in a bunch of leagues with a bunch of people I don't know. But I get so competitive. I'm watching the games. I'm watching my scores. There's also money being bet on the fantasy. It ruins entire days because it lasts for an entire day. Like the games are still going. You keep track of it all day long. You're what? Nothing. There's not really a high from a win, but there is defeat and anger from a loss.
See, mine is I feel like a loser all week if I lost that week.
Oh,
Guys, it's fantasy.
I understand.
Exactly.
But
And we know why we're stupid, but that does not keep us from doing and saying and reacting in stupid ways. But this is a study that says fantasy actually affects players' well-being, players of the games, not the actual players who are playing the games.
Us.
Yeah, us. Challenging the notion that it's purely a harmless form of entertainment. Perhaps most strikingly, the study found that people who were playing fantasy, not the actual game, spent more time managing their teams. They're in multiple leagues. They have this is all me. Financial stakes in the games. Mm-hmm. And lowest mood of the week during a loss.
I'm telling you, man, all week.
I hate losing fantasy.
If you lose 4 weeks in a row, that's a whole month, and you feel like a loser the entire month.
I've never lost 4 weeks in a row.
Yeah,
Oh,
who loses that much?
I'm terrible.
But I can't wait for it. We had a fantasy expert. We have one guy that's on with us.
Can't wait to feel low.
Oh, I can't wait. I love fantasy.
Okay.
I love it. Can't get enough of it. We have a guy that's been on, Faraz Siddiqui, who runs a big fantasy website. He comes on with us every year. His first appearance on 25 Whistles was Friday. And so that's how we know we're getting back into fantasy mode. We don't have fantasies about, like, women. No, we have
Not anymore.
who we're going to draft first. Who we're going to draft fourth.
But hearing that, does it make you want to just limit yourself to
No,
one?
it gets me excited. No, it gets me, I'm ready to go.
Dial it back.
Because there's like an era superiority too. Like the win, maybe it doesn't feel. I don't really experience highs, but I experience very much lows. I try to find more highs, right? But if you beat somebody, there's just like I'm better than you. It's like, and it's not true.
Picking fantasy.
It's not true because again, you're getting
isn't
lucky.
it luck? Yeah.
No, not really. I've never not.
you just said
I've
lucky.
never not. Week to week it's lucky, but not overall. Micro lucky, macro not lucky. I've never not made the playoffs. I always finish. I don't think I've ever not finished in the top 3 of any league I've ever played in. But I also spend way too much time doing it.
Amy, once the league starts, you can make trades with other people. That's where Bobby gets real good. Because you start tricking people and, like, you go offline.
It's
and you're
not
like,
called
hey,
trick-
you want to go to dinner? And the next
It's
thing you know.
not called tricking when it's really.
What was the tactic?
Next thing you know, you
No,
don't have
I
Brady
would say nurturing
anymore.
a relationship.
Wait, so explain this. What do? You get people to, you distract people?
No, it's any
with,
business. You don't distract. It's like, what's up, buddy?
Like he wants to go play golf.
You
and
want to
you're
go
having
play some golf? I'll get this round. Hey, how you feeling about that third round pick? It's just, it's like any business. I love fantasy. Man's second lottery ticket of the year earns him $6 million.
Second? Like it's the second one he bought all year?
Infrequent player, he says, went to a 7-Eleven, scratch ticket off, won $6 million. That's from UPI. Congratulations. Yeah. Scientists think we may be zeroing in on a cure for baldness.
Yes.
For the 1 millionth time, by the way. This time they're looking into how hair follicles might get stressed. Researchers unexpectedly discovered the link in a lab where they were testing a drug to see if it boosted human scalp hair follicles in a dish, and it really wasn't what they were doing, but they found it. Dude, your hair looks great today, by the way. It's the best it's ever looked.
Really? Today?
How you have the couple little hairs down on your forehead.
Yeah, I did that on purpose.
Look, Tell me that doesn't look the best it's ever looked with Eddie's new fake hair.
Yeah, it's a little high today.
Well,
He poofed it.
You know, you guys said it was flat the other day, so
I don't
extra
mind
high
the
today.
poo.
Oh,
You're wearing headphones. But I'm saying like in the
yeah,
front, it's not a full butt crack. Sometimes you had it come like a butt crack. And I get it. You haven't had hair in 10 years.
Sure, I don't know what I'm doing really.
It looks, I would say today, it's the peak.
He loves
Thanks,
it.
man.
You've really peaked with your hair so far. It looks great.
I would say go find between the smush down version and today's high version, meet in the middle.
Well, once he takes his headphones off, and he goes on and off with them,
Sure.
he hasn't really understood yet how to put headphones on. He hasn't had to deal with hair in 15 years. So what's the deal? Do you think you'll keep it after the month?
I don't know. We'll see.
It looks so good.
His wife does not want.
She's not allowed to like it.
Okay, but either way, she. So you're saying he should just keep it because secretly deep down she's like, oh, I like this.
No, I'm saying I think people give him the benefit of the doubt. This is a world. It's not fair because I've never been one of the pretty ones. If you're pretty, you get benefits. If you have hair, if you're tall, we could list all the things.
So if I don't have hair, I'm not pretty?
Well, that could be one of the factors people think is not pretty.
That's just not fair.
I would shave your head, though, completely because then at least you look like clean.
Not like just what if I left it like, a quarter of an inch?
No, because you still have
Little
bald on
bald
top.
spots, yeah.
Like, there's a reason I wear these big, bold, dark rim glasses. I am not a good-looking man. I was not a good-looking kid. I never got girls. But if I wear these glasses, they're so thick, it takes some of the, you're like, well, let's look at his face. Well, can't get to the face, spending all the time looking at the glasses. That was part of the reason. And so, as someone who's also not known for their physical looks, it is a pretty person's world. If pretty person and ugly person are interviewing for the same job with the same exact resume, who do you think gets the job? It's unfair. The pretty person.
Really? Not the more educated or
Same
the more
resume.
He's
experienced?
saying same.
If two dudes go in for an interview and one is 6'2" and one's 5'9", even if it's not purposeful, the taller person gets the benefit of the doubt. It is not fair.
Not fair.
And all that to say, keep your hair. Keep your fake hair, your hair system. It looks
Don't
great.
call it fake hair because now I'm like, it's fake again.
Well, though, I'm letting listeners know that we're talking about if they missed
Yeah.
it. Eddie, she came in and shaved his head and then put a hair system on, which I would have called a toupee, but it's so much better than a toupee. You like A+.
Because that's what I struggle with, calling it fake, because it is fake. It's not real.
Oh, it's
And
real human hair, though. It's not like that.
That is, but I just think like, oh my gosh, I got fake hair on my head. I feel so weird.
I have fake claw. I'm wearing a hat right now. This is like a Northwest Arkansas minor league baseball team. I'm wearing a hat.
But you're not acting like that's part of your head.
Who cares? We all wear something on our heads to feel better.
Okay.
Experts say you can hurt yourself sneezing. Yeah, no crap.
Oh, yeah.
And the older you get, the easier it is.
Like I have to brace myself for a sneeze.
Oh, that's funny. My allergies are so bad today that it woke me up at like 2:30 this morning. I never could go back to sleep. I had snot coming down my face and I was like sneezing.
Oof.
The most common thing to injure is your back while sneezing.
Yep.
There are also less common injuries. There are cases of people fracturing bones around their eyes from sneezing.
What?
Basically, they're saying
Wow.
don't hold your nose,
Oh, right,
too,
right,
because
right.
if you hold your nose, you can sneeze and hurt your back, no doubt, because that is just your body's being jarred. But if you hold your nose, that pressure's got to come out somewhere.
But that's mostly like if you're trying to hold it back. Like
Yes.
if you're speaking or something, you're like, you hold your nose. Like, you got to just let it rip, and then you're fine.
Well, and I assume y'all know this too. The best place to sneeze is into your elbow.
They call that a vampire sneeze or something?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because just, I mean, germ-wise, because then if you sneeze, if you cup your hands and sneeze, then
The
it's on your
best.
hands. Well, it's just in the moment, that's your best option to to avoid bacteria on your hands.
A bride and a groom are walking down the aisle. The wedding is perfect. They have candles all lining up the aisle, except they catch on fire.
No.
The-
Oh,
Yeah. They were walking down the aisle, and, the bride's dress, it's kind of like Eddie's hair, just flowing.
oh yeah.
It's all fabric, man.
Yeah, so, I mean, you roll over that flame, poof, that's what happened.
What did they do? They stopped, drop, and
They
roll?
did. The flame suddenly sparked, momentarily engulfing the bride and groom. Everyone was fine, and they ended up still getting married. I think they just had to,
They were smoking
jump
still.
on it and pat it down. I know. Lit is on the Bobby Cast this week. Lit is dun 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 dun. Can't we forget about the things I said when I was drunk? You know that song? So it's
Didn't mean to call you back.
call you that, I think. But I don't know lyrics. No, you could be right.
No, it's Call You That.
Call you that.
Okay.
Oh.
I didn't mean to call you back. That is kind of weird. It's two brothers. They have two other bandmates too, but it's two brothers.
They're brothers?
Oh, yeah.
Those two dudes are brothers?
They're brothers, yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Gosh, they look so different.
Not really.
Really?
Yeah, they're both blonde, and they look like rock stars for sure. So they came over to the house, and they talked about how the song blew up, but they didn't really feel the effects because there wasn't social media in the early 2000s, and they're just on the road.
But it was #1 for 11 weeks. It was bizarre, but we were on the tour so much that we didn't really know what was happening.
Back then, you got to remember, there's no social media, so you're on the radio and you're on MTV, but we're not monitoring not only ourselves but other artists. You're not able to, unless you go to the show, you meet people there occasionally, but you're not like as accessible. So I think you start noticing when you go to the mall, and you have a day off on tour and you're like, oh, I had to go get some socks or whatever, and then people recognize you from MTV because it was a bigger deal.
Yeah.
There was no YouTube. Like kids went home from school and like were glued to TRL.
It was so cool. So we spent an hour talking at the house, and they were leaving, and Eddie was at the house, and you saw them, right? You stop and talk to them for a second?
Yeah, talk to them for a little bit.
Eddie always catches some interviews on the way out because we're just starting to work out.
It's great.
So Eddie gets to like do all the bonding in like 1 minute, and I've spent an hour sweating my brains out trying to get good stuff from him.
And then I always invite them to work out. Like, hey, Bobby and I are about to work out. You guys want to stay and do a little bit? It's my favorite.
Amy, it's, can we forget about the things I said when I was drunk? I didn't mean to call you that.
That makes more sense.
What's the next one?
Okay, I didn't mean to call you that. Did you forget?
Close.
Hold on, one more word.
I can't remember.
All the things.
I can't remember what was said or what you threw at me. Please tell me. Please tell me why.
My car is in the front yard.
Boom.
And
I'm sleeping with my clothes on.
Boom. Good.
I came in through your window last
Yeah, good.
night.
That's good.
And you're gone.
Boom. Back in a second. We were talking about a painting that was found at a bus stop, and that painting ended up being worth millions of dollars. They're selling it at an auction. It's like a Rembrandt. I don't even remember. It's like an hour ago. Here's another story, and this is a flea market story where a guy goes to a flea market and buys some old concert footage. It was an 8mm film, and it's of the Aussie band Hunters and Collectors. He buys it for $11, and it's actually really close-up footage of the Beatles.
What?
That's never been seen before.
What? That's crazy.
There's footage of them playing Love Me Do. The person shooting the concert was on stage. It's going to be worth a lot of money. This guy had no idea. He was buying concert footage of Hunters and Collectors.
Wow.
For $11.
Why is it called Hunters and Collectors?
That's a band. It was a band from back in the day.
And they were playing with the Beatles or something?
No, that someone just mislabeled it, obviously.
And they both could have been in
Yeah,
at
on
the
the
concert.
same reel.
Who knows? But he was just buying that.
What on
$11.
earth?
Probably going to be worth hundreds of thousands, if not $1 million.
That's so cool.
Who even has a machine to check that?
Exactly.
I guess a film machine.
Oh, yeah, projector. I used to have a projector.
Used to. You know what I do? I send it to Legacy Box. And I'd be like, hey, Legacy Box, let me get this Aussie band, the Hunters and Collectors, and want to check it out. And all of a sudden I get back this Beatles footage. That'd be crazy.
And what people don't realize, the Beatles only toured, they only played live for like 2 years or something. Very little time, and then they stopped touring. All they did was just make albums.
Really?
Yeah, so that's why this is so rare.
Why was that? Why'd they do that?
They didn't like the tours.
And like you look at the Beach Boys, who weren't as big as the Beatles, but they would, while they were gone touring, they would have people record albums for them, musicians, other musicians, do all the recording. Then the singer would come back and and then he would lay it down, and the band wouldn't.
By the time the band would get to the studio,
It'd be
everything
on.
was done.
It was
All they
done.
had to do was sing.
Wow.
Dang. So the other people in the band, that kind of sucks for them, huh?
I don't know, it's session players, like great players, like Glenn Campbell, known, like big country icon. Like he was one of the Wrecking Crew, and he would play that music, and they were so good that they would play that music for a lot of people. These bands would go out and tour, and then when you get back, the record's done basically. They just hop on and do some vocals.
That's wild.
It's wild.
I've never known that.
Yeah. We were talking earlier about a guy who proposed and got a big fat no in front of a bunch of people. We talked about public proposals. So this story is, ladies, if you want your man to put a ring on it, here's a tip from relationship experts. The best strategy is blank. Amy, how do you get a guy to propose? Except I'm pregnant. Don't do that. One doesn't count. That one doesn't count.
That works,
That one
though.
doesn't count.
Don't do that.
That doesn't count. No
Wait,
plus sign.
how do you get him to do it?
Yeah. Do you bring it up slowly? Do you drop hints? Do you?
I mean, I guess that's just the natural progression of the relationship. Like, what are we doing?
think.
I don't know that I would be good at getting someone to propose to me. Like, I would want them to do it on their own.
I don't think there's a natural, but you're exactly right. But I don't think there's a natural progression with a guy. A guy either wants to do it super quick, too quick, or wait too long. Because if you're depending on a guy just to use his compass to figure out when it's time to get me, 9 times out of 10, you're going to be sorely disappointed.
Yeah, so, okay, what are...
The best strategy is don't bring it up.
Okay.
This is what it says. However, and I do have a couple points I'd like to make, specifically Raymundo and Eddie. They say leave the topic alone altogether. It's reverse psychology. Men, just like women, don't want to be manipulated. Many husbands admit that one of the biggest factors in proposing to their wives was a lack of badgering from the current wife.
Oh.
So, Raymundo, took you how long to propose?
6 years Slater.
And so Ray's last name is Slater. So that he did a whole hashtag. You just could have said 6 years.
Yeah,
6
yeah,
years.
yeah.
So I have to explain that. But so why'd you wait so long?
I don't think I waited too long. I mean, right now, I feel like if I just got engaged or married, that would feel too late. At the time, it seemed like it was the sweet spot. All my friends were just about proposing, just about getting married, and that's when I did it.
6 years is a long time, unless you start dating at like 19. Then you could probably do that. But how old were you when you met her?
Oh, it was when 2014, married in 2020. So, yeah.
Wait, how old
How
were
old
you
were
when
you
you
when you met
met her?
Whatever that math is.
he
So
drunk?
Okay.
10 years ago, and I'm
How old were you in-
38, so 28.
Okay.
Okay. Gosh.
Eddie, now you were younger, but how you and your wife were together for how long?
We were together for about 5 years.
And did you just come to natural progression?
No chance. We were just dating. I was having a good time. We were like just, boyfriend and girlfriend. We'd go out together and whatever. We're just loving life. And then all of a sudden she comes out and says, like, look, if you're not going to ask me to marry you, like, I'm out. Like, you got to just poop or get off the pot.
And what was your
didn't say
reaction?
that.
And what was your
No, she didn't say that.
immediate reaction? Because I would have felt a challenge and threatened, and that wouldn't have been, I would have reacted in a way that wouldn't have been healthy. What did you do?
I was like, marriage. Wow, I never thought about that.
5 years into dating and you
never
never
thought about it.
Not
it?
once did I think like, ooh, we'd get married, have kids. Like, no, I was
5
just
years.
living in the moment. And then, but it's like the light went off, right? And I was like, you know what? If she's gonna leave, I don't want to lose her because I really, really love her. So I guess
This is why you can't just let it go. You can let it go for a while, but if it's never brought up, then you have to come in and go, boundary. So
I need to meet other men like this that it never crossed their mind. Because surely in the 6 years, Ray, in those 6 years, did marriage cross your mind?
Yeah, it did, but I really never could afford it.
Okay, that makes sense.
Or I thought, if I get engaged, Billy's single, how are we going to go on vacations together?
Your best friend.
Oh.
Yeah.
yeah, Amy,
Yeah.
So he wasn't that serious.
Okay,
as
but
you can
I
tell.
know, but it crossed his mind. Like Eddie didn't think
Billy's
about
vacation plans kept him from proposing.
And what can't you afford if like your the wife's parents are gonna pay for everything?
True.
The ring. I didn't pay for the ring until I was almost married. Boaz was texting me. He's like, I need the money.
Boaz Ramon.
So you got the ring and just didn't pay for it?
Yeah, I never paid for it.
Were you doing, like we had a Zelles card when we were young. It's the only way that my stepdad would be able to get my mom anything. Did you ever put it on a plan?
Yeah, they hooked up some stuff at Genesis, but I still had to pay a significant amount of money that I couldn't afford.
Okay, I forgot about the ring. Yeah.
But then you can afford to be married. Maybe you can't afford the exact diamond that you feel like would be appropriate for your
Yeah,
girl,
like-
but you can afford to get married.
When my sister's husband proposed, they were so young, and he just kind of did it on a whim-ish, and he went to James Avery and got a $40 band and proposed with that. It's like, if it's what you want, you figure out a way to do it.
Did he ever get a real ring or just?
Eventually,
Okay.
You're exactly right. If it's what you want, you don't go, I couldn't afford it. You don't go, I never thought about
What's
it.
the
You don't
song?
go.
Diamond or Twine? You know,
It's a good one. It's a good one.
Ryan Hurd.
It's a good one. Okay, boys, thank you for your.
Yeah, man.
That story's from Female First, obviously.
I'm just glad him and Billy can go on vacation together.
Because now you guys are cool, right?
Yeah.
Billy married?
No.
Oh no, did he go third wheel,
Yeah, he actually is.
or do you just not vacation with Billy anymore?
No, he just did. He came to Nashville, third wheel.
Okay. All right, we have Pimp and Joy stuff up. We would love for you guys to be a part of this. We're trying to build a home for a hero, and so Sergeant Daniel Beesting was on the show with us. He has all these injuries. He has this crazy PTSD from serving, not only in the Middle East, but from hurting his body while working with the military in Alaska. Then he gets a house built for him because of all of his needs and because he served, and then a hurricane comes and demolishes his house, the one they built specifically for him. This is Sergeant Daniel Beesting talking about that.
Then we got hit with Hurricane Ian. It kind of perched right off the coast there, and we sat in the eye wall for about 10 hours, and it really just did a number on our house.
Yeah, we can't live in it.
Trying to figure out what we're going to do.
So we're trying to make enough money to buy them and build them a house to their needs, to his needs specifically, who served our country. So BobbyBones.com, our Pimp and Joy line is up. It's very American. I think if you get it today, you can still get it in time for the 4th of July. We would love for you guys to be a part of this. We don't keep any of the money. We keep no money, $0. BobbyBones.com if you guys want to be a part of this. We appreciate that. Hey, this song went #1 for Ashley Cook. Super happy for her. She was on the show a few weeks ago. She's done the Bobby cast. I'm going to play it now because really good. It's called Your Place here on the Bobby Bone Show. Thank you, guys. Got pulled over and cop hit me with the blues.
Oh no.
So I pull over. It's daytime. Pulled over somewhere super safe. I keep my hands up on the wheel. Very respectful because I know every time an officer pulls someone over, their life is at risk. So the officer, is back there for a second, typing on his computer, probably seeing if I'm crazy or not. I don't know.
Checking the warrants.
Sure, walks up and he said, I forget the question. But I said, I was speeding. I just kind of jumped at that. Because
Own it.
I didn't know that I figured out. Why are you also going to pull me over?
But why do you convict yourself like that?
Well, I said, I was probably speeding. I jumped kind of early. And he said, yeah, you were going 10 over. And I said, well, I deserve a ticket.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
And what
Why
happened?
would you do that?
So it was a warning ticket or a ticket?
It doesn't matter. I just knew I deserved a ticket.
Was he like, you don't tell me what to do?
Yeah, exactly.
Reverse psychology.
So
on
I
him?
thought 10 over.
That's
was,
funny. I think
okay.
9 over, we're told, is. But even that, I don't know that that's true. I think 5 over is like for sure okay.
No, guys. It's speed limit.
No, I know, but no one gets a ticket for 1 over.
They could, though.
Okay.
Legally, they
could.
Technically, they could.
I've never heard of somebody getting a ticket for 1 over. Maybe they do. Never heard of it in my life. I think I should probably pay attention. And when he pulled me over, I knew it was my fault. And as soon as he comes up, I think I said, I was probably speeding. I deserve a ticket. First thing out of my mouth. Because I feel bad that cops have to pull people over and be in that situation where somebody could pull a gun on them.
Yeah.
Because they don't know what's happening in that car. And also, I'm like, I'm embarrassed being pulled over. And my wife is sitting next to me, and she's got to be thinking, what a loser I've married. Because there's just like a power loss when a cop pulls you over because you're now his little bee.
Yeah.
Because it was a dude cop. Like, for lack of better words, he owns me right then. I'm his, yes, sir. Like every bit of like strength and masculinity and honor of the family is gone because I'm his B.
I say this with.
So I was trying to get out. So I was
love.
just trying to move on.
But were you oozing that before he pulled you over?
Oozing that?
Like oozing the manliness and
No,
strength.
I don't ever
and-
ooze that.
I know, but
it just kind of comes out. You know?
Oh, it's normal.
Yeah. So I'm like, give me the ticket so I can get out of here so I can kind of fight, but get some of my masculinity back. And so he was super cool. And he said, you were doing 10. We're pulling people over today just to let them know. If you were doing 15 over, we probably would have given you a ticket. So here's your warning. Now, what I wonder is, because I feel like 10, I should have got a ticket. That's on me, for sure. That's what I wonder. I wonder because we've talked to cops and they've given us different rules about if it's 5, 7, 9, maybe it depends what kind of car, maybe if the person gives them lip. I gave them reverse lip, inverted lips.
Did he laugh at you when you said that? I feel like that catches them off guard a little bit. Like, huh?
I wonder if that also was a reason I didn't get a ticket. Because I kept my hands up and I said, I was probably speeding. I deserve a ticket. I throw myself at the mercy of the officer.
There's no way they hear that ever.
I mean, sometimes.
No, there's no
For sure.
way. No
like
one
if you're going
says that.
80 and they pull you over, you're probably like, I pulled you over because I was going 80.
Didn't we talk about a story, though, where they say you can't ask anymore, do you know why I pulled you over?
That was
Because
in one state. I think in
Colorado or something?
Minnesota.
Where people were incriminating themselves and were like, you can't.
It's because I murdered someone, right?
Yes, I know. You saw me. You saw me rob the bank. And he's like, no, your tail light was out.
Yeah.
Now all of a sudden he arrests you.
That's so funny.
What do we think? What do we think happened there? Do we think, because it was like a nice day too. Do we think they were pulling people over, giving them little warnings all day? Because that's what I got, a verbal warning. Do we think he was shocked by my extreme respect and admission of guilt and throwing myself at the mercy of the court? Which one of those do we think? Or was I not going fast enough to really get a ticket? Because I was doing 10. I feel like that's fast enough.
I think the admission and that's got to do something for them where they're like, oh, okay, well, he was recognizing what he did wrong. Like, I feel bad now that he's owning it. I don't want to give him a ticket.
And I really didn't know I was speeding because it was a road that is probably faster. And I don't speed. I mean, you know me. I'll hold traffic up. So,
But if I were a cop and somebody made it look like they were trying to just go, I'd be like, why are you trying to just go? Like, why are you saying just give me a ticket?
so you're reversing the reverse.
Yeah, I'm like, what are you hiding, mister?
Well, he said, do you have any weapons on you?
And you said,
I do not.
except these guns. You can biceps.
Oh, that is not a joke to make.
Oh, that's funny.
I got a couple
I wonder if
guns.
a cop would find that funny.
No, that is not a joke to make. So what do you think? Why did I not get the ticket?
I'll tell you why.
Go.
He pulled you over. He had the pad ready. He was ready for your driver's license, insurance. He was ready to write that ticket.
I had it all too. By the way, I had every bit of, because I'm organized, I handed him license, registration, insurance, birth certificate. I had it all.
Birth certificate.
I had everything. Password to my Instagram, all of it.
He was ready for a difficult traffic stop. Then you folded like a lawn chair. You showed how weak and meek
I was,
you are.
yeah.
And he was like,
I bowed to the knee.
and he said, wow, this Bobby Bones dude, he really is a little sissy.
Didn't know I was Bobby Bones.
He didn't. He acted like he didn't know who you were.
Oh.
And that's
I'm
why
telling
you didn't
you,
get the ticket.
He didn't know. I don't think he knew that I do the show. I don't like saying who I am because that's a weird, presumptuous thing.
Some celebrities, when they get pulled over, like, you don't know who I am? Who was that?
Those are hilarious.
Those
Or
are
when the
the
cop
best.
pulled over Justin Timberlake and didn't know who he was.
And
when he got
Justin
the
was like, oh, this is
DWI.
going to really ruin my tour.
His world tour.
Is that what he said?
Yeah, and
My
the
world
cop was like
tour.
22 and did not know who Justin Timberlake was.
He's like, what
That's funny.
tour?
How funny is that? 10 over. Do you expect to get a ticket at 10 over?
Yes.
10 over 100%. You're getting a ticket.
Yeah, I think so too.
I think he was telling the truth, though. I think he was just kind of like, you know what? I'm having a good day. Like, I feel good right now. This guy's harmless. Just let him go.
I am pretty harmless. And I bowed to the knee quick.
I mean, you gave me your Instagram password. Dude.
I gave him everything. What do you want? Name of firstborn? Let's go. Shout out to all the police officers out there because when you pull somebody over, it is very dangerous for you. I respect that. I know that. I keep my hands on the wheel unless you tell me not to. That's why they ask, do you have any weapons on you? And some people say yes, and they have legal weapons, but they just want to know what they're dealing with.
Right.
I've never been asked if I had weapons.
Well, you don't look like something. Like
I
me, I
have.
look kind of.
These
Bobby
are-
looks like, yeah,
Yeah.
hacking.
You know what I'm saying?
Really?
You know what I'm saying? All right.